At Toyota here, we're seeing a constant shift for people looking for more fuel-efficient options to get their family around. For over 30 years now, Toyota has been an absolute powerhouse in the hybrid family. Starting first with the Toyota Prius, our absolute baby and halo car. Then came the family tried and true technology in the Toyota Camry. With that Highlander, and is where we start to expand into giving your family numerous options to support that. Then, where do we go next? The Toyota RAV4, made locally here, right in Cambridge and Kitchener, with the most dominating approach to the hybrid market. The RAV4 has owned a huge portion of our sales here at Toyota for a long time to get your family around with a more fuel-efficient approach. And now, as Toyota continues to take steps forward, we're looking to dominate that next market. Of course, in the fashion that Toyota does, we've taken that slow approach, focused on reliability, focused on technology, and giving you guys a vehicle that you don't have to look over your shoulder. You're not gonna be going to the shop all the time. Guys, let me introduce to you Toyota's first complete mass production electrified vehicle. This is the Toyota BZ. Hey guys, click the link in the description below to talk to me personally about your next vehicle. If you have a question, if you're looking to get behind the wheel, or if you just want to tell me how much you love your Toyota, drop a comment down below or reach out to me personally here at Forbes Waterloo Toyota. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys in the next video. In 2021 was the first year that this vehicle was announced. It was put out into select markets really as an approach where they wanted to really get some miles behind it. They wanted to test this technology and get you guys sure that you're getting the reliability that you're used to with that special T nameplate right on the front there, guys. In 2026 is when they have fully launched this model. They've used all of what they've learned over the last few years, and they're bringing you a vehicle that has some testing behind it, some knowledge behind it, and ultimately, guys, they redesigned it and really made sure that they brought you a vehicle that fit into our lineup. Guys, it is gorgeous. We're gonna go through the whole vehicle here together. And ultimately, if you're in the market for a vehicle for your family, if you haven't thought of EV, stop closing the door in your head and truly give it some thought. It might end up saving you a bunch of money. It might keep you out of the shop. And ultimately, guys, they're a lot of fun to drive. So, like I said, we'll go through the whole car. We'll get inside. I'll show you some of that tech. And then if you have any questions, definitely drop them down below. I love hearing people that the minute I bring up EV, they snub their nose. So keep watching, guys. If you learn anything, drop it down below, but let's get started right away and go through this vehicle. First thing I'll focus on actually is right up front on the engine. We'll talk a little bit about stats about the car and we'll keep going as we go. This vehicle has 2 motors in it in this model. I'm standing here with an XLE all-wheel drive. So there's also a front-wheel drive option and the all-wheel drive option. On the all-wheel drive option, there's 2 motors. So there's one up here in the front and then there's one in the rear for the rear axle. Some other brands, you hear dual motor, all those different terms. Essentially, it's our all-wheel drive option with those 2 motors. It does a few things. It gives you a lot more power for drive, a lot more control with the all-wheel drive system to be able to get around for functionality, for safety. Those things are very important. And then as well, this is also where Toyota gives us that extra range. So the front wheel drive option has a 380 estimated range, and this one gets up to 468. So a good, 30 to 40% increase, well 30%, and really brings you guys a little extra range. I know in Ontario here, the ability to get to Toronto and back and some of those things is really important with this model. We'll get right into some of the stylings. We'll go through some of the front here. Some of the big things I like to highlight, you really have this nice hammerhead front end. You're seeing this on a lot of our Toyota vehicles. I really think the look is sharp, and then they tuck in your headlights really nice there with that LED, with the fog lights down below. So overall, it gives you that really, really nice look here on the front. And then the one thing that you'll notice, guys, that is on these models, a really nice touch, is all of them have the parking sensors here in Canada. So regardless of what trim level you're looking at, you have those beep beeps all the way around the vehicle. So a really nice level of tech that when you're using these cars, we understand a lot of you are in the city and urban spots. It's nice that you know exactly where you're going. You're not gonna beat up your pretty new car. One of the really nice things, as we go down the vehicle, I really like, you've got that 2-tone accenting all the way along. And one thing you'll notice from previous gens is we had a lot of comments about the colored wheel wells. On some of the other trim levels and some of the other colors, you still have it, but you now do have a lot of options with those matched fender flares. Really gives you a look that some people like, that sleekness of the one style. One of the things you'll notice is you've got a nice set of 18-inch wheels on here. These are alloys with the cover on there. The main point of the cover, just so you guys know, it's for fuel economy. So there is a set of alloys under there, so ultimately they should still last a long time. You're not gonna get rust pouring off your wheels and all of that. But you do have the cover on there for fuel economy. On the limited option, those do go up to 20s. With a full alloy wheel, you lose the cover. So depending which look you like there. And then as you come down, you'll really notice a lot of those black accents get carried all the way along the vehicle. And you'll see as I'm parked here, my mirrors are tucked away. So really nice feature for a lot of you guys that are parking in the garages and stuff like that. The auto folding mirrors are a really nice touch. As soon as you lock the vehicle, they'll tuck away for you. And then as we come down to the vehicle here, I really want to get to the back here and show you guys for a lot of you folks, if you're coming from another SUV on the lineup, maybe it's a RAV4 or something similar, and you're looking for space back here, the one thing they've done is they've given us very good space, similar to what we have in a lot of our SUVs. You've got the nice sweeping back here with, of course, your 60-40 split, so you can have those seats go flat. We still give you a tonneau cover that you're used to. And the main thing, guys, is you have that really, really nice wide layout. So if you're looking, for groceries, of course, you could probably fit, a few hockey bags still in here. The one comment we get is it's not quite as squared off as the RAV, for example. You've got a little bit more of a sweeping style for aerodynamics. So that's the one difference of where the RAV might have that little bit more space back here. But for most families, this definitely offers a lot. And you'll notice there, I did have the power liftgate. Very nice touch on these models that all of them will then have the power liftgate. And then it's just whether or not you want the kick sensor on the Limited is the extra feature there. And then I'll talk about it a little bit here, and then we'll loop around in the car and I'll actually show you as well. These models, all of our BZs come with all of your charging stuff. So I'll spend a quick minute. We'll talk about charging right now. And then, like I said, we'll go around to the port and I'll talk a bit more about charging inside the vehicle as well. But with the purchase, you will get all of your cords that you need to charge the vehicle. If you want to get up into some of the other technologies, you may need, the only thing you may need is an adapter kit. If you're using, a Chotomo, the Mitsubishi plug, or some of the other stage 2s, but everything else comes with it. So Toyota actually is included in 26. One of the nice changes they gave you is an interchangeable head for your charger. So the main unit you're used to that you've probably seen, it's got indicators on that, you know exactly how it's charging, but then they give you both a 120 outlet and a 240 volt outlet. So depending on what setup you have at home, some people will go and install a full charger, but you don't need one, which is really nice. So if you just have a simple dryer plug with that 240 volt amperage, 240 volts with that higher amperage, you can really lower your charge times and you don't have to go all the way to installing a full charger at your house. So really lowers that initial cost to get into these vehicles. And for most people, depending on your use, that 240 volt will definitely give you a full charge every night. You wake up with a full tank every morning. So come along with me here. I want to show you these charging ports. They will always be on the passenger side here of the vehicle, right at the front. And a really big change that they made for 2026, guys, is that they gave us that NACS charging port. So some people know it as the Tesla supercharging network, but the main thing, guys, is that we have access to those Tesla superchargers now. So that was a big change in 26, that they switched over to this style plug. That is also, again, where the connectors come into play. So if you're trying to use some of those stage 2s and some of the other plug styles, you will need that adapter kit. But it's nice that you have this one from factory. Again, the major thing is that it works on that supercharging network. So with the thousands and thousands of chargers out there now, Toyota can instantly pull up to every single one of them, look a little sexier than the rest, and charge up there at the port. So let's hop in the vehicle. We'll do some of that. The only other thing I'll talk about quickly, actually, before I get in, is also one more thing on charging. It's just about the preconditioning for using that stage 3. They did add that here in 2026. So if you are planning to head over to a supercharger and use that high level amperage coming into the vehicle, definitely precondition your battery so that once it gets there, it's already warmed up and it takes that charge a lot better and you'll be able to charge the car a lot faster, really bring those charge time down. What I mean by preconditioning, just to quickly touch on that, is basically in the settings there, you have a setting that you turn on. Basically what you're doing is you're heating up the car and getting it ready to charge better. The main thing is that battery pack. So while we're in these cold climates, the number one thing that's gonna really limit your ability to charge is that the car is so cold that when you plug it in, batteries don't like cold. So it won't be able to take on that charge very quickly. So by preconditioning the battery, we hook it up, we get it warmed up so that once you now plug it in, the battery is very much ready to take on that charge and you'll really, really reduce your charge times. Because the main thing with EVs, guys, is about keeping you driving. The less time that you're stopped charging, especially on those long trips, is the key to keeping you driving these cars for a long time. So definitely, if you have questions, ask lots of questions. Drop some comments down below if you want to learn some more about preconditioning, and we'll put some videos together for you guys specific on the channel on that one. Okay, guys? Let's hop in the vehicle, show you some of those interior features, okay? So getting inside the BZ, this is the XLE trim level. So like I said, for Canada, this is essentially our entry level. You do have the cloth seats in here. They've got some nice Softex inserts that go up the seats. And the main thing is your headrest is also Softex. So a lot of people really like that you kind of get to feel those comforts where you like, but you don't have to deal with the hot leather. So it's kind of a conversation for some people. But the nice thing is they are heated, both front seats. So you hop in right away, you're nice and warm. And then the other thing is you also do have that heated steering wheel. So for Canada, especially warm, these northern climates, you've got all the creature comforts you need there. And then one of the nice things with this package is they've given us a lot of entry-level tech that a lot of people really like without going too far. Okay, that's how I'll word it. So you've got the full 14-inch screen. And one of the biggest things I like is they continue to elevate tech all the time. All the brands are doing it. But Toyota listened to at least a little bit to us. We have some tactile buttons still, so we still have volume. All of your climate is a dial here, and then you've got some actual buttons here as well. So it's sort of a mixture where the things that you're gonna hit quickly, your temperature, your volume, are still buttons, which I really like as a driver, that the things that you're gonna adjust on the fly are still buttons so you know what you're doing. And then some of the deeper functions are in the screen. So that's some things that we're just gonna have to get used to as technology progresses. Cleaner looks, sleeker, easier to maintain. So that's one change that I like what they've done. They've given us tech, but not too much. And then as we come down, one of the really nice things that they've started doing in 26 here is they gave us dual phone chargers for your phones. So kind of a his and hers mentality. Get in, set your phone down right away. But I really like that they're giving us two now. So both people can get their phones down. I find me and my lady actually have a few more conversations and actually chat, and then both phones are charged. And these ones are nice where they're anti-slip, angled well. The phones actually sit there pretty nicely, and they continue to up the amperage on these guys. So they actually are going to start to charge your phone. Some of our early models didn't really charge your phone all that well, so they continue to improve that. A really nice touch there. One of the biggest things you'll notice in a lot of our EVs, and you'll see this even in the new generation RAV, is they're really trying to open up our dash. I find I'm a tall guy. I can really see well over my dash. And then they've got your MID here as a separate screen. So a few different styles they've played around with. I really like overall that this feels like home. So for a lot of you, if you're coming from a RAV4, if you're coming from a Camry, and this is your first step up into an SUV, or especially into an EV, you'll see a lot of funky designs. I like that Toyota's trying to keep it like home. They're not trying to redesign what a car looks like. They're not trying to change your approach. They've still got your MID here with your normal screen here. The same function will be on both that you're used to. Some of your safety stuff up here, your fuel mileage and all of that. And the one thing that they've tried to sort of cheat on a little bit for you folks is you'll see in some of our vehicles we have a heads-up display. By them putting the dash up here a little bit, they're trying to give you almost that heads-up display. Really elevate your eyes. Instead of having to always look at so much information in behind your dash, they're trying to keep your eyes up more on the road. So they're sort of trying to cheat by giving you a half heads-up display at a more affordable cost. It's not a special windshield and all that, expensive to maintain, but really keeps your eyes up on task. So that's one that you definitely have to get used to, but a very nice change in my opinion once you kind of get there. Going along with that same notion, one of the big improvements that I like in these newer vehicles, this vehicle does have Safety Sense 3.0, so our most up-to-date safety package at this time. Even in a base model, so in the XLE here, they've given us the driver camera with that full safety package to go with it. So that's all of our premium safety stuff. Traffic jam assist, lane assist, blind spot monitoring, your adaptive cruise control. And I like that it's all right here in your steering wheel, really tight, really easy to use. And if you aren't familiar with the driver camera, that's that next level. It works really well with some of that technology on the highway to get us close to full self-driving. Toyota won't do full self-driving, but very close, as well as adds a nice layer of safety that if anything ever happened to you as the driver, the car would actually understand that and safely stop you. So a really good tech there. We got lots of videos if you want to learn about that down below. Drop a comment or ask us about that. But the safety tech, they continue to elevate every year, so it's great there. One of the next things that I wanted to touch on, specifically with this EV, for some of you that come from other EVs, or if you drove the previous gen, is some of the ability to go to single pedal. So Toyota has committed that they will not go to single pedal. They want you folks to still always have two pedals and use this car like a car you've used in the past. Again, they don't want to redesign what a car is. They just want to give you another option, another powertrain. This vehicle does have still two pedals. But one thing they have allowed us to do is in the previous model, if you saw that, or in other videos you may see, there was a button here where you could go to sort of like a single pedal mode, and you could change your regenerative aspect of the braking system. Different brands treat it differently, where some brands have that regenerative turned up quite extensively. So what'll happen is the minute you get off the accelerator, you'll really bog forward, and the car is really trying to regenerate power back for you. Toyota's given us an option here in 26, and I want to spend a minute talking about it, where they have paddle shifters on here, but they're not paddle shifters, guys. They're for your regenerative braking. So you'll see a plus and a minus on there, and what you can do is actually change the resistance for that regenerative braking. So depending on who's in the vehicle and if they're experienced with EV before, if they don't like that constant, turn-less feeling of going forward and back, sometimes it's nice just to quickly turn down that regenerative braking, make the drive a little more enjoyable, and then continue on. So it's nice that they gave us that ability to change that regenerative right here. and get very close to some of those other options that if you're used to that single pedal or you want more regenerative braking, you can do it all by yourself. Okay, so I like to spend a minute there, guys. A very cool little key feature that they've added, and a lot of people think these are paddle shifters. They're not. Okay, let's hop in the back seat. I want to show you guys some of the comfort back there. Overall, they've done a really good job on space, and let's show you guys that. So let's hop in the back, guys. So hopping in the back of the BZ here, I want to highlight right away. I was the one sitting up front there. I'm 6'5", 6'6". I'm a tall guy. I got long legs. I'm very tall. And if you look at me, I fit very, very well in this car. A lot of our cab companies and Uber drivers and some of those have been using this vehicle for those purposes. You know, of course, the electrical, the lower cost of use every day is great, but honestly, it's the space that this vehicle provides. Toyota focused a lot on giving us a cabin that is built well for passengers, even though it's got that sleek design on the outside and all of that. So I can really, like I said, I'm not cheating at all. I'm sitting completely flat. I got a little bit of contact on spiky part of my hair, but overall I fit, and you won't get too many passengers taller than me. I have the ability to move my knees around and all of that. So honestly, can't complain back here. Some of the nice things around you, just to show you a quick little tour. The middle seat gets that Softex look. I always think that's kind of a cool look, and the person who sits here gets a little bonus comfort. So if that middle passenger is complaining, then you can tell them that they've got the Softex seats. They get that comfiest house in the seat, so a nice little touch for them. You do have your cup holder with a tablet holder. So I always thought that's a nice touch as well. Tablet or book, whatever you're doing, you've got the spot for that as well. And then of course, your rear passengers do have all of their own charging ports. You've got all of your child anchors here for seats. So if you have to put a seat back here as well, you've got a lot of room for that. And then the nice touch that all of our Toyotas, of course, have is you've got those rubber mats the whole way through the vehicle. That's included in your purchase. Really keeps it clean back here for the kiddos. And like I said, you even have those in the front seats, but in the back, they're especially nice. Really without that hump. With the EV, you've got a lot of space back here for kids as well. That's a nice touch for a lot of people, is that this middle passenger does get that little extra leg room because we don't have all the drive shafts and stuff in here in the electric vehicle. It's definitely one in the limited option. You will have the heated seats as well, but it's definitely one that they've thought of that comfort for your passengers. So truly, guys, if you're looking for something for the family, if you have to take maybe parents around, or or you've got young kids, give the BZ a look. It's got great space. Let's go out and talk about the outside of the car a bit more, guys. If you're shopping for your next family SUV and you're looking to replace a vehicle in your family, maybe this is a second car or it's your first ever time learning about electric vehicles, guys, come on down to the dealership, ask lots of questions, go for a drive in one of these vehicles, and truly experience electrified vehicles for yourself. It's a conversation a lot of people, you need to learn about it. Maybe it's not something you're comfortable with. We've spent a ton of time here at our dealership learning about these vehicles, coming to the table with all the tech and questions that you need. And guys, for the first time in a very long time, Toyota is motivated to sell a nameplate. They've spent a very long time in this market building up reputations, they've built up nameplates, and truly sometimes they're hard on Toyota that they rest on their laurels. They don't put big discounts out, they don't offer fancy interest rates, but for the very first time in a long time, guys, Toyota is motivated to help you guys get into these vehicles. They're looking for people to help us lead the way into that EV market, and they just really want to show off the best vehicle that they've ever made in the Toyota BZ. So if you're looking to get into a new vehicle, come on down to the dealership here. Like I said, we'll take you for a drive. We'll teach you all you need to learn about charging them, about electrified vehicles. And if you're looking to save a bit of money, save some maintenance costs, and drive something that's a lot of fun, check out the Toyota BZ for your next vehicle. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like our video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.